what's the point in being alive when you were a waste to people? I thought I was ugly. I thought that no meaningful man could have anything to do with me because I was a waste of time to him. I was obese. When I got to SS1, I was 18, 89-ish. So I had a lot of names. I had 50 Seal, I had Fanta, I had Coke Bottle, I had Pig, used as a reference point for other children to not be like.
What about your parents? What was their response to your obesity?
Oh, my mom hated it. I feel like she was depressed having a fat child. I think she was depressed about. Other children were like thin. I was like the fat one, so she didn't like it. She didn't like how I looked in pictures. She didn't roll with it. Between GS1 and SS2, I think I tried to lose it like 5-6 times.
Yeah.
Before I now finally lost it in hostel by starving myself.
You mentioned that one of the reasons why you went hard at losing weight was because someone said that nobody would ever be attracted to you. Did that change afterwards? Hi, welcome to BIOS. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Laoye Janet Derin, and I am here to talk about my weight loss.
All right. Okay. So tell me about your childhood. What was growing up like? Were you always overweight? Your background basically.
Oh, okay. For the most of it, I was in fact obese. It started primary 4. So from like nursery school to primary 3, I was quite thin. But when I got to primary 4, puberty hit, maybe, and I kind of just started growing weight, and it went on and on and on. So I had a lot of names. I had 50 Seal, I had Fanta, I had Coke Bottle, I had Pig. What other nickname did I had a lot of names. So I grew. I was pretty much fat all through secondary school to like my SS2 when I went to hostel. I was obese. Like my part, my GSS1, I was weighing 65. GSS2, I was around 65. Then when I got to SS1, I was 18, 89-ish. So I had always been overweight. And sorry, obese is the word. Growing up, I was teased a lot, called names, used as a reference point for other children to not be like, oh, coupled with the fact that um, I didn't exactly like working, so there was lazy there. And then because I realized I was getting fat, I wasn't told I was good enough. My grades started to slip, and I did not care about it because I was like everybody.
Yeah.
So it was a very, very bad slope. I don't want to think about it again, but it is what it is.
I'm sorry that we have to explore this topic.
You're already exploring it.
All right. What about your parents? What was their response to your obesity?
Oh, my mom hated it. Oh God. Oh no. Oh, she hated it. My dad didn't care. He was like, "Ah, she's a child. Let her grow." But my mom, oh boy. So she grew up, her side of the family, they're all thin. So having to have a daughter, you're excited to have a daughter. Primary 1, primary 2, primary 3, you can buy her nice stuff. I had the nicest dresses, the nicest hair clips. Then she gets to primary 4. Oh, she hated it. She's like, Derin, Yoruba, wọ àwọn ọgbẹ́ ẹ bó bó ṣe ń múra wọ́n lè raṣọ fún wọn ìwọ́n mi ò lè raṣọ fún ẹ àṣàgbàlagbà lèèyàn rà fún ẹ. It was always pissed, and then I had big feet, so she could not buy. So she used to buy men's sandals for me.
Wow.
So all the sandals I used were from the men's section because they didn't make heels for big feet. I still have big feet to today. I still suffer the shoe syndrome. So she hated everything. She didn't like it. So she used to add to my insults also. She's like, why are you like this? So sometimes she'll go out, or say I want to lose the weight, she'll jog with me. Then when I cannot jog, she'll be like, why are you lazy? This kind of thing. I feel like she was depressed having a fat child. I think she was depressed about it because other children were like thin. I was like the fat one, so she didn't like it. She didn't like how I looked in pictures. She didn't roll with it.
That must have been really hard
Oh
to
yeah, there was one day we fought each other. I almost beat her. Yes, I was so pissed, and that was because we were going for crossover night vigil. So SS3 waiting for OAU to resume. I had lost weight, so I gained it back because I was not doing anything at home, and she didn't want me to. They didn't want me to learn anything, so of course I gained the weight. So she just goes. I had tried all the dresses I could. None of them fit. I couldn't zip them up. Oh God. She just goes, oh Kosora, she's so pissed. And I was getting agitated. I was like, what's your problem? Why are you never happy? Is it my first time fat? And I legit almost like, almost. I didn't, but almost. I was at that breaking point. We didn't talk to each other for 2 weeks. I didn't speak to her. I purposely would pass her. I won't say hello to her. Um, so it was when they were taking me back. That was I was in part one now. So they were taking me to school. She now tried to talk to me, but I didn't with it. I'm sorry a lot, but I wasn't in the mood, so I didn't really respond. I was giving her one-worded answers. That's the thing. When I'm angry with someone, instead of like if I've passed out aggression and I feel like I don't want to do it, I just lock up and I don't
Mhm.
talk to that person. I won't utter a single word. I pass you, I'm not in the mood. So my aunt called me. I was like, that Derin, your mom isn't happy that my mom called her, that Derin hasn't spoken to her in weeks, that how can her daughter not talk to her? I'm like, you freaking insulted me 2 weeks ago and called me names because I was fat. But it was those things, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, my dad didn't really care.
Hmm.
His one was just, she's a child, let her be a child. But I mean, I did lose the weight myself, so.
Yeah. So it bothers me how that you had to deal with so many weight loss, so many weight loss attempts at such a young age, instead of focusing on other things like making friends, school.
Okay, I didn't even have friends. Oh, I had friends, but they were all guys.
Yeah.
And that's because the girls in my school were kind of like also bullies. And then I had cousins that were also bullies. So my cousin was the first person to call me a pig because of how I looked. My cousin was embarrassed. So we had the school thing. After school, after this holiday lessons. So he didn't want to be near me because I was fat and I didn't look good. I was really fat. Then like some in secondary school, this girl is fat, but I was brilliant.
Yeah.
So they couldn't deny that part also, even though I was unserious and I regretted being unserious because of them. And then like some of them were like that, you can't ever have a man, see how you look. I'm like, bro. That's why I started to resent boys, but I still had the boys as friends.
Hmm.
So I think that in a way it made me have to toughen up early, which was why I didn't easily make friends in university. I mean, I was cool with people, but I won't say I was friends with them. Although at some point I did get to the point where I wanted human attachment and I was willing to do anything to get it. But it wasn't authentic, it was very
Mm.
forced.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Do you recall how many weight loss attempts you you made
ah
in secondary school, primary school?
So I didn't try to lose weight in primary school. So when I got to GS1, I remember my mom and I doing one jogging thing. I remember there was a time we decided to do a call fast. So I was eating a call and moi moi. That thing was horrible. That's why I hate a call till today. Then there was another time we tried to do one. There was this diet by, is it Mercy? There was a motor car. I don't know if it was Benz or I can't remember Volkswagen. They had this diet that they did for their workers. It was a fruit fast. So for the first 3 days, you're just taking fruits. Then fourth, fifth day you add bananas and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. So we attempted that. It didn't work also. Then okay, the only thing we never did was try to drink things. But he tried to get me to drink all those concussions. So, so off the top of my head, between GS1 and SS2, I think I tried to lose it like five, six times
Yeah.
before I now finally lost it in hostel by starving myself.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can you talk about the experience? Like, were you desperate?
Um, I think that it came because of the person that told me nobody will ever be attracted to me. It killed my self-esteem, let me not lie. So, and then because I made a fool of myself also in secondary school by telling people that some guys in one. So my school was a mixed school. So we had this competition we do where four Catholic schools come because I attended a Catholic secondary school. And there was this only boys school, Christ the King. So I was like, I got because I was like, they allowed some of us to go earlier in SS2. Normally it's SS3s that do, but they allowed us to go SS2. So I went, and there were some boys. So I was like, because you're trying to see what works for hostel. Maybe they think you're cool. So I was like, oh, some particular boys were really fine. I think I counted like five boys, that kind of thing. So it was SS3 girls insulted me, sha. That I know rep them. Same girls that had love letters. But that's not the point for today, sha. So during that period, and then having SS2 girls kind of like not happy that I embarrassed them in front of SS3 girls, and I was already getting the fat, just fat anyhow. So what I did was I started to not eat certain my provision. I used to give it out. So girls already knew that when I come to school, I'll give them my Milo, I'll give them my sugar, I'll give them my peanuts, I'll give them my milk, I'll give them my fish, my amala. So the only thing I was really eating was rice, yam, then my cereal, because I didn't joke with my cereal.
Mm-hmm.
So I was reducing my portions extremely. To today, I can't exactly remember how it just happened that I dropped from 89 to 65.
Wow.
I think also because of it was because of how hostels are. Because I went to hostel SS2, so but it didn't feel like starving to me.
Mm-hmm.
It just felt like the food wasn't even sweet. So it was motivation to not eat the food.
Mm.
So yeah, that was how I. So by SS2 ending, I had lost the
Yeah.
excess weight. So in a way, I was a fine girl. That was not a fine girl.
And what was the feedback from people? Like,
Oh, my mom was very happy.
yeah.
My mom was the happiest person on earth because she
And
could buy me
they
clothes.
didn't really care about the methods you
They
used.
didn't even ask. They didn't even
Yeah.
know how I did it.
Yeah.
Nobody asked how I lost the weight in secondary school.
Yeah.
So SS3, when I got SS3, it became a thing. People just need to take certain food of mine. Like they didn't even ask me. They just take it.
Was there anybody who particularly cared about you, your about your mental health, about how you were faring?
Nobody.
What
Nobody.
about your brother?
My brother was in hostel also. He was also navigating hostel. So
Yeah,
my brother and I's relationship is very weird.
yeah,
We kind of like talk, but we don't talk. So we have this
yeah.
very. I can bring things for him, but that's like the relationship. Nobody really, really. I mean, I had one. Agnes. How I did that girl dirty, sha. But Agnes was there for me
Yeah,
because we were both the odd ones
yeah,
in hostel. So we just made, and then I was up her bunk, she was
just
down. So we kind of just So she's the one that just asked. She tell me not to bother about things they are saying. Then when I lost the weight, some people started to ask me, but nobody really cared about my. I don't even think I really processed.
yeah,
It was after, it was growing up after. It wasn't till like my part four that I became really expressive about the things I went through that period of my life. I didn't process it. I didn't think about it.
Mhm.
I just developed defensive
Yeah.
mechanisms.
You want to share some of those?
My defensive mechanisms
Yes.
during that period:
Yes.
avoid people, don't talk to people, try and please people. If you're in a situation where you have to please people, do it. But avoid confrontations where people talk to you, don't talk back at them. Take everything as it comes and don't vent it out, which is a habit I still have till today. But nobody really cared about my psyche that period. My parents didn't even really, I mean, my dad and I became close, really, really tight. My dad and I became really, really tight after my mom died.
Mhm. You mentioned that one of the reasons why you went hard at losing weight was because someone said that nobody would ever be attracted to you. Did that change afterwards? Like,
No, was I a fat kid? I was a fat kid.
did you see, were you still called names even after you lost weight?
No, but you could see that people didn't know how to relate with the new me.
Because the only way they knew you was the fat kid.
I was a fat
That was
kid.
all they could see.
And I don't think I helped with it because in my head also I was the fat kid.
Yeah.
I thought I was ugly. I thought that no meaningful man could have anything to do with me because I was a waste of time to him. Which is why when in secondary school, one guy was interested in me, I was like, what?
It shocked you.
It shocked me because I was like, you're wasting your time. There's nothing good in this person that you should think you want to date. So yeah, it didn't get better.
Were you ever
It got worse.
suicidal?
Did I try? Yes, when I yes, because I felt like what's the point in being alive when you were a waste to people?
Did you make attempts?
You know, I didn't have the balls.
Or you played with the thoughts many times?
Yeah, I wrote suicidal letters.
Yeah.
I think I wrote one or two. I think I showed one to somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wrote.
Did your family ever get to find out?
Nope.
No.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Right. So tell me about post weight loss. That was in
Which you have to be specific. There were two weight loss periods. There was secondary school. There was university.
okay. So the one where you lost, where you went from 89 to 60 was in
65 was secondary
secondary
school.
school.
Yep.
And you gained all of that back.
Yep.
What was
And
that
more.
like?
I didn't even know I was gaining weight. That was the funny thing.
Mhm.
I did not know till I could not fit into my clothes. And then because during that period I was at home, so I wasn't exactly dressing up. I was wearing my dad's shirt. So I didn't exactly know that I was gaining weight. And even when I lost the weight, when I look at the mirror, I don't see the difference.
Mm.
It took a lot to see that I had lost the weight. Because in my head, it's still the same Derin. There's no difference. There's people outside that are like, you've lost weight or you gained weight. Like when they said you gained weight, honestly to God, I did not know I had gained weight. It kind of happened. And even after I lost the weight, I didn't know I had lost weight. I still looked fat. Even when people are like, oh, how dare you? Like when I had the dramatic loss, the one in university, if not for the clothes I was wearing, it didn't look like I had lost weight because I was still very like, I'm fat, I'm fat, I'm fat. I'm not this thing. So, yeah.
Second time you lost weight. How
Yeah.
did that come about? How did you begin?
COVID.
Mhm.
So I had started before, but I was having a series of yes, no, yes, no. It wasn't working, was working, wasn't working. I remember somebody, we were at a prayer meeting in the fellowship I was, and somebody was like, I'm starting weight loss again. They play that kind of thing. So the person never rates me at all that I was going to lose it.
Mhm.
So I remember the lockdown happened, so I had to stay at home. Then a week after, I climbed the no, 2 weeks after, I climbed the scale. So when I went home, I was dancing 99. I thought I was 107. I had gained 8 kg in 2 weeks plus ish. Oh no, that was all the motivation I needed. So what I did was, I knew I did not want to starve myself. So I learned about something called the calorie deficit diet. So I read about it, I watched YouTube videos. I saw that was when this lady came out. Her name is Chloe Ting. Chloe helped me. Then I had another woman that I researched. So I begged my mom to give me because I saw one guy on. I just googled it and the guy was the first person I saw, Femi Oja.
Yeah, I'm
So
subscribed to his
yeah,
newsletter.
newsletter. So I told my mom that it was just 4,000. And you know it was COVID. They weren't exactly paying salary. So I begged her that if she gave me that 4,000, I would um I would prove her. So I got the money. She sent me the money. I sent the money to buy the book. The book came with some freebies, but it was a recipe book. So the recipe book had calories. So I had a book that I dedicated to writing all the calories of foods. And then because I liked baking, of course I had measuring cups and all. So I started to measure my food. The first week I lost 1 kg. I was so happy. The second week I lost 2 kg. Ah, ah, I was so happy. I was like 3 kg 2 weeks. I thought my brother was around. So that was when my brother and I bonded because I'd not seen my brother for 3 years prior to that. So when we saw, he'd go jogging with me. So he would wake me up 5:30. Sometimes I'll wake him up. Apart from the clothing I would still do in the evening. And that time my mom would not be like, anytime I said I didn't want to do because I was tired, she'd be like, ah, Derin, you're slacking, no. Then I remember that she gave me for 5,000 naira to buy a book. I'll stand up again, I'll do it. The first month I lost 6 kg. So I went from 107 to 101. And I showed her, she was like, ah, Darren, won't try. We can do it. Then I had another friend, his name is Femi. Femi became my motivator. Femi would text me 5 a.m. that Darren, get up, go and work out. Then it became a trail thing. So there was another guy in our neighborhood. Once he realized, he too used to come and jog. But once he saw the time that my brother and I used to come out to jog, he started to join. He and my brother used to push like 25 laps. After 10 laps, I used to leave them alone. But he to motivate me and I'd be like, ah, you can do it. Cause, and so, yeah, that was what I did till when I got to school. When I resumed after COVID, I was 83.
Wow.
Then, so that's 24 kg. Then in OAU, I went from 83 to 72. People were scared. They said I looked sick. What did I not hear in that period? How do you go from being obese to being told you look sickly? But yeah, it was tough, but I'm happy I did it.
Yeah. Funny, it's funny how people can never be satisfied.
No, see, in this life, I've learned that you can't satisfy human beings. You just live your life. Even after I lost the weight, when I now got to 72, people were now like, "Oh, do you want to kill yourself? Let's just wait now." That you even find back then. I'm like, I don't want to talk about it.
So now you own a fitness brand.
Yes, so I own a fitness brand called Shred God. So my story, my weight loss, I decided that to help other people experience weight loss without going through the whole stress
Yeah.
of diet, of rigid diet, unrealistic goals. Because I think that's something that a lot of people that are investing, that want to start out weight loss, go through. I want to lose 10 kg this month. It doesn't work that way, Missy, unless you want to starve yourself. So I did that, and then I also realized that a lot of other ladies share, majorly ladies that I've worked with, share similar stories when it comes to the emotional side of weight loss. Because weight loss is not just the physical parts that people see, there's also the emotional aspect of it, the mental side of it. People who've been talked down by their parents, also, people who their self esteem is next to none because of being fat. So I have had to And because of the kind of work I do, also I'm an occupational therapist, I've been able to find the bridge for them also. And then maybe because I didn't even see the impact the emotional part of weight loss has on you.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's one thing to lose weight, it's another thing to realize that you have lost weight. They are two different things. Because even after losing weight, I still used to call myself fat.
Mm.
But like, oh my god, you look so thin. I'm like, no, I'm fat. Because when I see pictures of myself, I didn't like it. And even because I always compare myself with others, my friends were thin, were like 60-ish thin. I was 72. I wanted to be 60 or so. So there was a lot of pressure. I put a lot of pressure on myself at some point. I forgot that I loved calorie deficits and started to starve myself to achieve it. But I didn't pass 72. I don't weigh 72 again, by the way. But I realized that weight loss is not just the physical part. There's also the mental side of it. I remember a journal. I had a journal. I don't journal,
Yeah.
but I just always have a journal beside me. And I gave the journal to somebody. The person told me to write how I thought about myself. I still have it to today. Yes. Yeah, I still have that journal. The words that I wrote about myself. When I saw it recently, I thought, I've grown. Oh. Fat, ugly, lazy, not useful, can never mount to anything. It's not worth the investment, it's not worth the time. Nobody should want to be friends with her. I wrote all those things because that was how I felt about myself at that particular period of my life. I mean, I would laugh, I would smile,
Yeah.
but deep down, that was how I felt about myself. So, yeah.
Okay. Can you briefly take me on a journey um to where you are right now? How you became more confident, or do you still struggle?
The struggle is still there, I
Yeah.
will not lie, because sometimes I have to remind myself, I have to constantly remind myself that I'm a beautiful woman.
So you so are.
So before I didn't used to say that. I never ever called myself. In fact, when you call me beautiful, I would do, "Oh," I had a cringe. And people that were very observant picked it. They were like, Derin, you're doing it. And I'm like, sorry, I'm fine. I never even used to say, I love you. Love you. Love you. But what built this confidence in me? You might not like my answer. This confidence started when my mom died.
Just recently.
Yep.
Oh.
Prior to that, I still had a very shitty self-esteem. I still didn't. If you see pictures of me back then, you will know that I wasn't interested in myself. I had lost the weight and I was proud of myself that I could start wearing clothes. I didn't buy myself clothes. I never invested in clothes. I mean, I tried one or two. I gave everything out. Yeah, I remember buying some clothes. I gave everything out. I don't have any of those clothes again in my wardrobe. It was those old clothes that I had that I went to go and slim fit that I was wearing. Um, my mom was the icebreaker. She died February last year, um, and that was when it broke. In fact, in so Short Gods was 2 years, April 30. I didn't even celebrate it.
Yeah.
Can you see? Um, but it was after that point that I could really connect with the people I was working with because I was outside of myself
Hmm.
and I could see, I saw how I was. I didn't think I was beautiful till then. I didn't think, I mean, I was having male guys were liking me. I was like, I still had that thought of these ones are wasting their time with with me. I'm not fine enough. I've seen the babes these guys carry. Why do they want me? Like, Mm. But when my mom died, I don't know. Maybe a part of me just always, um, a part of me that was always looking for validity. Once the object that she desperately wanted that validity from died,
Mm.
it kind of became a loose cannon. And I'm not saying that my mom did not at the end of the day, because we sat down and we spoke about it. And I told her that I never liked how you spoke to me when I was fat. It made me feel less of myself. And she apologized. She was like, that as a mother, she's not obviously going to be happy seeing that she wants to do things for her daughter and she cannot do them. And I told her that it made me feel very useless. And coupled with the fact that I had been sexually abused as a child, seeing that I didn't even have the, in quote, love of my mom, it didn't put me in a good place. So she apologized and we became cool and all. But I still didn't really think myself as fine. I have a friend, her name is Moyo. Moyo says it to me every blessed day. Derin, I find you. Do you know that? I didn't believe her. I didn't think, I thought she was whining me. I thought she was joking. Because she'd be like, Derin, you have a very good body. You have a banging body. I'd be like, what's this one saying? You're lying. It was when my mom died that, you just breathe.
Mhm.
And then you realize that the things that you had been holding on to about yourself, there's really no point. I don't think it's for every, I can't generalize this.
Yeah.
It's a personal thing. But I got to the point where I mourned her for a month. Let me give myself a month. And I remember that, I mean, that period, you do this thing where you're angry at God, or do you're not angry at God, it's a waste of emotions. I think it is a waste of emotions. Because my mom's death was not God's fault. She just did not listen to instructions. But that's not the story for today. But I remember that I after the burial, I came back to school to sort some things. I went back home and I took a scissors and I cut the hair that was on my head. Not everything, but like the hair that I used for her burial and everything. And I said, you know what? I'm going to live my life and I'm going to enjoy myself. I think I'm a pretty lady and I think I can show that I am pretty.
Mhm.
What I did was I called somebody and I ordered for skincare. And then because I'd already lost weight, I tried to get so nice clothes and I tried to do makeup, which before was only on my birthdays I used to do makeup. Um, so after that period, after February, that March, it was March 14-ish, that period. I remember people that I worked with after, people that I worked with that I couldn't really understand. I was still trying to like, I get what you're going through. I've been there.
Mhm.
So I kind of understand what you're feeling. And I'm here to tell you that you're pretty. I mean, it's one thing to tell people that you're pretty, even though you don't think it about yourself, but you can think it for them. I could connect with them more and I could be that bridge for them to realizing that you are actually hot, my dear. Because even when I was in court and I had lost weight, I had friends that were really fat that men wanted. And I realized that most ladies that have worked with also had that issue of were they attractive enough? And that personal confidence for me that you know what, I'm pretty and I'm going to maximize it became something I could also project to them. that you're pretty. You actually not because of anything, but oh fine gone now.
Mhm.
Oh fine, oh never. Like expect more. Like I will never write that on. I will never say that about myself. I never. But also having someone constantly tell you that it becomes your reality. And I had people in my life who were that voice for me. I had my my covering. I had my friends also, so that they will not say that.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
All right. This was such a beautiful interview, and I would like to say that I honestly think you're so beautiful. All right. I would like to cut this because the noise.
All right.
It's.
It was great speaking with all of you. I pray this interview goes very fine.
Thank you so much for coming on, BIOS.
Thank
Very
you.